Hey guys, Matt Lighty here. I just wanted to do a quick video. This is taken from our recent Plus One podcast, but I thought it was especially important because this is a question we get very often. So we had one of our members, EZTrickshots, answer it, going over his Atlas strategy for reaching level 100 that you could do very easily within a week, and that's like very low effort. So here's the video, and there's really not much more to say. If you have any questions, feel free to ask them in the comments. His Atlas tree will be in the description, or in the one of the two. It'll be below, and then yeah, that's it. So just try to soak up some of this knowledge, then you can get level 100 very easily using this strategy that might not be something many people are accustomed to. So here's the video. Could you talk a little bit, because we say things like, I did my Atlas, I got 100, and that's more than most people ever do. Just, I know you're just throwing it out there like it's
Oh yeah. Oh,
so,
sorry.
it's
Yeah.
fine. I'm just saying, like, most people do not get close to 100 who play Path. So, and a lot of it has to do in a way with your Atlas tree setup, as far as this is like the fuel on the fire to get you to 100. Obviously, you have to play the game, and your build has to not be shit. But do you want to talk a little bit about your shadow shaping wandering
Yeah.
path
Yeah.
tree?
Yeah. Absolutely. So just to kind of initially start off, I think I actually took a few pages out of Leggy's book, and I mean, again, these are all I think somewhat known strategies, but was definitely rushing more towards Kirak, so you get enough Kirak missions to be able to try to get like a full Atlas completion as quick as it could. And then again, once I was finally able to get like basically a full Atlas and all four Watchstones, I started taking all the Kirak nodes and then just started like a wandering path Atlas tree so that I could basically infinitely sustain tropical islands and cemetery maps. So with that, with taking that node and then you take at least 100% connected maps, then you're always going to get one of the other maps to drop. So instead of alking and going to play it safe, I was scouring and going, pending I had enough scours and stuff, right? Or just rolling them blue.
Yeah.
But yeah, that way you didn't have to think too much about gear because again, it's just kind of trash gear. And then while doing that, I knew that eventually once 100 there'd be other stuff that I'd want to do, right? So I always like to maybe roll like the first batch of deli orbs to try to get some scarab orbs. So I take that scarab chance. It adds mob density. It doesn't really hurt anything. So that little deli orb chance thing up there,
Yeah.
as well as invitation stuff. So again, it seems like invitations are always kind of scarce. So just go ahead and have a big bulk because you're going to get so many boss maps from the beginning. Then the other thing I took was blueprints and some heist stuff because again, it's not as good in Wandering Path as it would be regular because you don't get those big notables. But again, it's basically no time really added, so you can kind of do it passively and have a big bulk to run after.
Yep.
And then the other thing then was the shadow shaping, right? So just
Yep.
once you've have enough favorite maps, just block everything that's connected to Tropical Island and Cemetery, and then you can start getting some nice implicit maps. So saved all those so I could save up fracturing orbs, run those 3 Harvey maps with the, for fracturing orbs and, Chayula, when I got some Chayula sextants, run the breach ones, and all the cool implicit maps that you can get from that. And I just think I like doing that way better because then, you if you took the other one, you wouldn't be able to drop like Guardian maps or Cortexes and all that
Yep.
stuff, right? So it was able to farm up like 6 or 7 Cortexes, like 44 invitations, basically just scouring going maps from 95 to 100.
And just to clarify, so I'm showing on in game right now for shadow shaping for those who don't know. So say you're favoriting or you want to get Cemetery and Tropical Island. For this strategy, you pick 2 connected maps because, like you're saying, when you have 100% connected, the opposite one will have will drop when the other one drops because you have them connected. So you block all the maps around it. So you'd be favoriting like Waste Pool because it's the joint one, Colonnade, and the ones that have the thing coming off of them. Those are the ones you are favoriting, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
And then yeah, even I think it only takes like 6 or 7 to block all of the maps, but I
Yep.
think it also says for every favorited map you get like 1% extra chance to
Correct.
find
Yep.
a. So just throw those into other junk maps that you don't really care for.
Yep.
Uh, so you can get the increased chance of more implicit maps.
Yeah. And I guess that's it with that. I don't really know. But like you're saying, this is people kind of might not realize that by doing this, you could basically run white or blue maps because you have almost infinite maps, and then you just keep grinding through them. You don't have to invest in mapping per se, and you could safely level this way because there's no modifiers.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
Yeah. So yeah, instead of doing like I didn't do like a grace determination, I did grace haste. And yeah, if you were to not do determination, with some nasty red maps and not be a super skillful player, right? You could definitely get a couple PKs. So pretty safe in white and blue maps.
And how long would you say, roughly in hours, did it take for you to get from, we'll say 95 to 100? Because for a lot of people, like that's kind of the hurdle in leveling.
I think that was done in. I think I kind of started that grind Sunday. So and then I kind of like started that grind and committed to it. I think like Sunday night. So I think by even with some like other, I had to step away for a little bit on like Monday, Tuesday. I think I was done by like midday Wednesday.
Yeah.
So, but I mean, again, it was a lot of hours. So,
were you doing the league mechanic during this time?
no.
Yeah.
I tried it. I think so like I think I had 4 or 5 deaths from 95 to 100. 2 or 3 from the lead mechanic when I first like leveled just to try it, and I was like, okay, yeah, this isn't gonna work. And then I died once at 99 to like a lag out. It's just kind of unfortunate.
Skill issue.
But yeah, skill issue.
Yeah.
But yeah, that was pretty much it. So I definitely think I definitely even learned some stuff this go around, this push too. So I think I'm gonna try it again, maybe a little more aggressively next league and see what we can do. I think I wound up finishing in like top 25 or something. So that was pretty good for me.
So yeah, that's basically the clip. If you want to see the full podcast in context, that'll be up in a day, probably tomorrow. You can also check it on like the Twitch VOD. But it's always good to hear from people who consistently push 100. This is like Easy's, I don't even know, 30th level 100 character in a row in League, doing something very similar each time with this setup. So it's tried and true and tested. So you can do it yourself with pretty much zero risk of death on most every character. So I suggest checking it out, this league, amongst any leagues. And yeah, good luck on your level 100 out there. Bye-bye.